So I had my nephew in town who is a CFI commercial pilot, and it was his first opportunity to come take a ride in the sling and do a little flying. So we went over to First Flight, coastal North Carolina, and see the monument and the museum for the Wright Brothers. And it was really a nice place, very nice to be able to fly in. There was a lot of people driving in as well. We flew over. We got up high just to. I wanted to show off the high altitude capabilities of the TSI, and so we were on oxygen and flying at 15.5. Had a nice smooth flight, and here we are. We're on the Outer Banks here, and you can see just coastal North Carolina. The opening just coming into view on the right is the property. There's a runway, 3,000 foot long runway, and it's got on the right side is the hill that they did their glider test on, and then the monument is at the top of that. And on the left side of that big clearing, it's large, is a museum and a hangar that the Wright brothers used. It may be a replica. I didn't see that anywhere. And then the little cabin that they were living in. This is my nephew standing in front of the TSI. And then I think we have, yeah, there's the monument in the background. That hill is taller and farther away than you would think. Definitely bring your walking shoes. Some tennis shoes is good. It's a pretty big property. So this is the monument. And again, it's larger than it looks. This is the airfield and the parking area. It'll park about 10 or 12 planes on that little space. So just sort of a view of the property. We're leaving the airfield is on the left, and then we're zooming around. And this is the area where they actually flew the plane on the flat level surface, the Wright Flyer. This is inside the monument. They have stairs. I don't know if at one point you could go up into it or not, but it was closed down, and they actually had a rope over the opening, so you could just sort of stick your head in there and see the inside of the monument. This is the bust of Wilbur, and then I've got a bust of Orville. And but it's a nice property. You have a nice view. I'm not sure the elevation here on the hill, but it definitely gives you a commanding view of the area where they flew. So this is the area where they flew, and the white markers you see are the spots on how far they went. What we're looking at, that's the track, a replica of the track they used. This was their starting point. So here is the cabin they lived in, and then the other one with the little hangar door open was their hangar. So you can just see, I think this was a replica, but this is where they lived when they were doing their flight testing. This is the museum. It's not real big. The left side is basically just houses a replica of the Wright Flyer. This sort of shows you an overview of the property. With the runway and the big hill, and then the area where they flew the plane. Here's the Wright Flyer. It takes up the bulk of that one half of the museum. The other half of the museum is very interactive. It has a lot of stuff for kids to play with to understand the principles of flight. As we were walking around, we had a little traffic jam. This airport is, I believe it was 60 feet wide by 3,000. It does not have a full taxiway, but it does have a little bump out turnaround space. And we had a couple planes that waited, and then we had a third plane that landed while they were waiting. I will say that there's gusty winds. You can sort of see this Bonanza coming in. He gets bounced around a little bit just as he's getting down low. And so be prepared for that. Even after you duck under the tree line, there's definitely some winds coming off the coast there, so just be prepared for that. I landed long, and it was not one of my better landings. But 3,000 feet, and it's 60 feet wide. It's for my aircraft, it was perfectly fine. So when we left First Flight, we took off and we flew up the coast a ways. And just got a view. It's a real pretty coastline, and took a little footage here. But at this point, we flew up the coast, and then we turned back towards home and cruised home. On the flight home, we actually had a really nice tailwind. We had up to a 20-knot tailwind, so we got home a little faster than we got over there. But at this point, I'll just let you enjoy the coastline, and then I had a landing at my house that I thought turned out pretty good. When you land on runway 9 at my house in my neighborhood, it's got some trees that make it a little challenging for a low-hour pilot like myself, but I thought the video came out pretty good. So you can stand by for that, and thanks for watching. Until next time.